Hey there! Welcome to Jackie Talks Horror. I'm Jackie, and today I'm doing a preview of Bury the Devil, an upcoming supernatural horror film getting a limited release on the 21st of August this year, 2026, in the US. So do keep an eye on release dates in your country and for any wider release nearer the date. It's also getting a release on VOD on the same day. So this film caught my attention because of the fairly rare single-take and real-time concept, along with the fact that it sounds to have similarities in its story to the Taking of Deborah Logan. But first, let's have a look at what we know about Bury the Devil so far. The film follows Julia, a hospice nurse, for 90 minutes in real time for what should be a routine assignment caring for Evelyn, a dementia patient. The shift takes a darker turn when Julia seems to suspect that Evelyn might be suffering from more than dementia, leaving her fighting to survive the night. The film is also being presented as a single-take experience. Now, films built around that concept can be very hit and miss, but Presence surprised me with just how effective that style can be when it's done well. So fingers crossed the creative team get this right. It was announced as a trilogy, with the next one looking as if it's going to be called The Devil's Grave, with the film status currently listed as in pre-production on IMDb, with reports suggesting the second film may act as a prequel. So next, let's have a look at the director and what he brings. So Bury the Devil is directed by Adam O'Brien, whose previous film was Mom back in 2024, so he already seemed to have an interest in character-driven horror that explores difficult and often misunderstood experiences. In Bury the Devil, the story appears to begin with concerns about Evelyn's dementia before introducing the possibility that something supernatural may also be at work. O'Brien is still relatively early in his feature film directing career, as Mom was his directorial debut, but it showed a filmmaker who prefers atmosphere, character, and slow-building dread over a constant stream of jump scares, which fits in well with the single-shot concept of the film, so that sounds promising. So why did he choose this way of shooting the film? O'Brien explained, "The film depicts the most harrowing 90 minutes of our protagonist's life, and I felt the most visceral way to really feel this was to do a single-shot film." Next, let's have a look at the cast and characters. The three main characters here are Julia, our nurse, played by Emmanuel Lucia Martinez, and our patient Evelyn is played by Dawn Ford, and Evelyn's husband, Randall, is played by Bill Rowett. All three have extensive experience across film and television, which is often exactly what a film like this needs. With a story built around a handful of characters and a single-take format, strong performances are likely to be just as important as any supernatural scares. So now let's see what the trailer shows us about the movie. The trailer combines unsettling dialogue and voices that I imagine are going to be in the film, with dramatic music that immediately creates a tense atmosphere. It mostly appears to be set inside a large old house. Now for me, a big old house is a perfect setting for a horror film, so I'm already on board with that. This setting also helps emphasize a sense of isolation, and the one-shot approach gives us a sense of the rooms and how they navigate between them. As Julia moves from room to room, searching for Evelyn, we catch glimpses of disturbing objects and figures lurking in the background. Sometimes they seem to disappear just as we focus on them, while at other times the camera appears to move more closely towards them. Interspaced throughout are flashes of unsettling imagery, including a book containing strange symbols and a rosary. We also see what appears to be an exorcism taking place, with Evelyn surrounded by several people holding books, chanting and telling something to return. It certainly looks as though an exorcism will play some role in the story. We also see the arrival of Evelyn's husband Randall, who appears to show up unexpectedly during the night. Whether he's there to help, hinder, or simply add another layer to the mystery remains to be seen. What I like about the trailer is that it focuses on atmosphere, rather than giving away major plot points. By the end, we have a good sense of the tone and the kind of horror the film is aiming for, but there are still plenty of questions left unanswered. The film premiered at FrightFest in Glasgow back in March this year, 2026, and the early reactions were largely positive. Many reviewers praised the real-time format and the way the single-take approach was handled, while some mentioned been able to spot a few hidden cuts, most felt that the visible cuts did not take away from the experience, and that the single-take approach still maintained the film's momentum and tension. A lot of the responsibility for making that work falls on cinematographer Benoit Baloux, whose camera work has been specifically praised in several of them. Gavin Logan from the Fright Club NI praised the technical execution, saying the stylized approach really works and keeps everything moving forward without sacrificing the plot, which is encouraging considering how ambitious the concept is. The performance of the two female leads also received particular praise. Bradley Hadcraft of the People's Movies described Dawn Ford's portrayal of Evelyn as riveting, while also calling Emmanuelle Lucia Martinez quietly sensational in the role of Julia. Atmosphere was another area that reviewers highlighted. Mary Manoz of Movie Scramble praised the film's sound design, pointing to the storm, creaking house and unsettling background noises as key elements in building tension throughout the film. Overall, the reactions suggest that while the single-take approach may not work perfectly for everyone, the performances, atmosphere and sense of dread more than make up for it. I do have a couple of concerns going into this one. The first is that I hope it doesn't fall into the same trap as so many recent horror films have and end up being too dark to properly see what is happening, especially for those of us who will likely be watching it at home on VOD. I did struggle to make out some of the details in the trailer until I moved into a darker room, so hopefully that won't be an issue throughout the whole film. I'm also hoping the filmmakers managed to walk the fine line required when dealing with dementia as a subject, handling it with the sensitivity it deserves while still telling an effective horror story. That said, the film looks like it could deliver exactly the kind of horror I enjoy. A tense, slow-burn horror film with plenty of dread, strong lead characters and performances that help sell the story. If it lives up to the early reactions, this could be one of those small horror films that catches a lot of people by surprise. So that's all for this video. This is definitely one to keep an eye on if you enjoyed The Taking of Deborah Logan, as it appears to explore some similar themes. Are you able to catch Bury the Devil at the cinema, or are you going to watch it on VOD? Did you like Mom, Adam O'Brien's previous film? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, this is only my opinion of the film. It'd be a boring old world if we all like the same things. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and click that bell. I would love to have you back with me for more. This is Jackie signing off. Take care and see you next time.